What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Week 7 of the 2019 NFL season, Thursday Night Football. We got the Broncos and we got the Chiefs, and the biggest story about it, Patrick Mahomes, the MVP, goes out with a knee injury. It looks like they snapped his knee into place on the sideline. Look, I don't know what's going on. I'm not a doctor, bro. I'm just going to tell you guys, based on what they're saying, he's going to be out at least 3 weeks. So let's talk about what's going to happen going forward. First of all, congratulations to Andy Reid on his 200th win. The dude, I don't have an issue with the fact that this guy, he has a lot of success. The one thing that he's had issues with, in my opinion, is defensively, he's never been able to kind of control what goes on within his teams. Like, offensively, he's been a genius, in my opinion. We know that the Eagles lost to the Patriots in that Super Bowl. T.O. came back on a broken leg. And they should have won that Super Bowl. But again, it is what it is, whatever. But congratulations to him on his 200th win. He does not have a Super Bowl yet. This was probably going to be a year that he had the chance to do it. But it's so many things that are going wrong. And now you lose your star player. This is not a good thing. So let's talk about Matt Moore. Because we're going to talk about Joe Flacco in a second. But he's garbage. So I'm not going to, we're not going to really go too much into that. We're going to pretty much just try to focus on the positive things. Matt Moore went out. He was able to throw for over 100 yards. He had 1 touchdown. That dude sucks too. So Matt Moore is not going to be a guy that I have any faith in when the game, like when you're playing a real competitive opponent. Now, the Broncos defense is good, but realistically speaking, they just weren't playing well. They were embarrassed on primetime TV. It just was, the fake punt that went the wrong. Like, it's just too much stuff that's going on. When you're down and out, the one thing that you'll know about the NFL, when it starts to go wrong, everything unravels. And that's what happened with the Broncos. So we're not really going to go ahead and say Matt Moore was able to shine because Von Miller, that dude is a dog. Like, that boy, listen, I love me some Von Miller. But that team right now, when you start taking away pieces from the from the whole team, you start to get away from what made you win championships, and you think you can do it by, replacing certain players. They don't got the beef up front they used to have, man. They got some players that can make some plays, but it's not the same thing like when they won the Super Bowl. It's just not. So it's pretty much what's going on right now. What's been on my mind the whole time is now that the news come out about the MRI, they got to see what's going on, but he's out at least 3 weeks. Patrick Mahomes, his mobility is something that makes him very, very unique in his game. Like, he's not Michael Vick, he's not Lamar Jackson, but he's fast enough to make you to break your ankles and throw a dot from 40 yards out. So those type of escape plays and the way that he excites the fans and everything like that, he's going to have to make sure that he's like that when he comes back, because these things are not easy to just come back from. And I try to make sure everybody understands that. It's sort of like this, right? He's a guy that you don't ever really think about him as going to be able to just outrun you, but you're scared because he has such good escapability. And, hopefully it's not something really, really crazy with his knee, because I don't want to see that be the reason why he doesn't go for a second MVP. But you're missing 3 weeks. This man was on pace to throw for like 5,800 yards or something like that. And then now it's just, it's like, what are we going to do? He's hurt. And that's the thing about the NFL and the injuries, bro, because it's a freak injury that, like, I don't even really know what to say about him. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed that, that had to happen to him. I'm disappointed because it hurts the NFL. It hurts the viewership. You want to see Patrick Mahomes go out there and ball, man. And yeah, but like I said, let's go to Joe Flacco really quickly, because I'm just feeling really sad for, I have a friend that's a really, really diehard Chiefs fan. He grew up in Kansas City, and this is going to really affect him a lot. So, we were talking, it's tough. It's a tough thing. So I just wanted to mention all those things. We'll come back to that in a second as far as what I think their offense is going to be able to do. But let's talk about Joe Flacco. Now, this guy's been a trash can for a while, but the Ravens is what set this all up, because they paid this man out of his own butt cheeks, and they should have just given him an extension before he won that Super Bowl, and then all this stuff wouldn't have happened. But again, God bless him and his family, bro, because the dude's set, and he better be given to charity as much as he possibly can, because the dude, he has one of the biggest arms I've ever seen. He's just not a good quarterback. Like all around QB. You know how some people have that one attribute? Like Dante Culpepper, he had a rocket. Like, bro, I used to love just get it to Moss, just throw it up in the air. Moss is gonna take care of everything. Just throw it in the air. Then we realized he was a trash can when he was separated from Moss. We realized it. Nobody really wanted to talk about it, but I was always saying it. That dude's garbage, but he has one of the biggest arms ever. Similar to Joe Flacco, okay? This guy, I don't know what's going on with him, but I don't see a scenario where he will be back with the Broncos unless John Elway just says, you know what, I don't care about my job, because he chose this guy. Like, he's like, yo, this guy, he loves those big arm, tall quarterbacks. Like, yeah, they could do this, they can get the ball down the field. That dude is a terrible quarterback. And it's not even as much about, like, the fact that he just does whatever he wants. He fumbles, he does all that kind of crap. He just makes really, really bad decisions. And that's pretty much what the major issue is with the Broncos. Because, truth be told, I don't know if Case Keenum would have done a better job, but it wouldn't have been this bad because, you know, Case Keenum would, he's a lucky dude automatically, and he would have had, you know, better things would have happened even without him having that, you know, the arm strength and everything like that, because Case Keenum understands what he is. He's a journeyman, and he also knows that he's a trash can. So he's not going to go outlandish and just think that, yeah, I'm a Super Bowl winner, you know, I could do whatever I want. And I think Joe Flacco has a little bit of that arrogance. So when he comes out, he's very, very confident, not really understanding that the defense is what won that, you know, pretty much brought those Ravens to that championship. If you really think about it, like, everybody knows that, but I'm just saying, I just want to reiterate that it was that defense that got that championship. But regardless of that situation, this dude is going to make sure that the Broncos never win another game ever in the history of the NFL if he keeps playing like he did throughout the game. And for me, it's just very, very, like, you know when it's something that's exciting, which is why I love the playoffs, because in the playoffs, it's like, all right, even if a bum team got in, it's still going to be exciting because you know that, like, the players that are out there, it's going to still be exciting because they've made it this far. When you're watching regular season games like this and you know it's just such an imbalance, it makes it very, very difficult to watch. And Joe Flacco is not exciting to watch, bro. That dude right there, man. Look, I don't know what's going on with the Broncos. I will tell you this. I love me some Von Miller, and that's pretty much it. Now, getting back going forward with the Kansas City Chiefs, what do I see over the next 3 weeks? I think they will go 2-1. Well, wait a minute. I think they have a bye. Don't they have a bye? Look, bottom line is I think they'll at least split the games. I have to look at their schedule, but I believe that they should have a bye very soon. If that works out and they do have a bye, that'll be very, very good, obviously, for the team to kind of get Patrick Mahomes back up and running. But for those of you guys that know about knee injuries, it's not something like when you're snapping kneecaps and play, like, bro, it's not a cool thing, and the recovery could definitely go haywire. And I don't know if you guys remember the groin with LeBron James, because Patrick Mahomes tweeted out, you know, God is good, all that stuff, the same way LeBron tried to make it seem like it was less of an injury, and then LeBron was out for 95 million years, and it really hurt the Lakers. I don't know if it's like that, and if he's trying to keep everybody positive, but I don't like the idea of the whole kneecap situation, and I just don't see a situation where it's going to be, a very, very fun thing for, whatever's going to happen to him. I just don't see that turning out to be as fun as everybody's making it seem. So with that being said, can Matt Moore win games offensively with Andy Reid? I think he can. He can't get the ball down the field to Tyreek Hill on the streaks when Tyreek Hill is just running by everybody. In my opinion, he doesn't have that arm to do that. But can they run plays where he can get the ball out? Absolutely. Andy Reid is still a very, very good offensive mind. But we have to wait and see how the rest of it goes through. We can't just assume. But I do believe that Patrick Mahomes can come back and bring this team to the promised land. If you guys are asking me right now, would I think that the Chiefs can still go into the playoffs and handle business? I think they're one of the most offensively talented teams in the NFL. And that's why I said, for me, it's unfortunate because, I love watching the guy play. Even in his losses, he did things that were like, what the? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I look for, which is why I like watching Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson now is a little bit more exciting. Even Kyler Murray. Like, it's certain players that you just want to see what they're going to do. But Patrick Mahomes is up there, bro. He's up there. And it's just unfortunate that we're not going to see that MVP season unless he comes back and just goes wild. I don't know if they'll give him a repeat MVP if he, missing those games. So let's see how it works out. But overall, I think as long as he comes back with a decent amount of games left to play, I see the Kansas City Chiefs going to the championship game, and then you never know what's going to happen after that. So As always, you guys can check me out live on iTunes, GmiasWorld Podcast, Android, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that stuff, guys. Definitely download it and watch it for free and listen for free. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.